Break the huddle, football fans. I'm your host, Nathan Takitch, alongside TVC-Ohio reporter Jon Chamier, ready to talk about the game of the week. It's Nelsonville-York and River Valley. They're kicking off the TVC-Ohio schedule in week 4 of the regular season, and an interesting game between these two teams that are combined 5-1 so far this season. Very successful season so far for both teams. They're both hunting the Athens Bulldogs.
That's right, Nathan. Everybody knows about the dominating Athens Bulldogs, but if you look at the rest of the standings, it's a jumbled mess. River Valley, the upstart River Valley Raiders, are 3-0, tied with Athens, but then Nelsonville-York, Alexander, and Wellston are all right behind them at 2-1. The storyline has been writing itself this season for the River Valley Raiders. They've been a historically dismal team for upwards of a decade, and over the past 10 years, have gone 18-85. They joined the TVC-Ohio in the offseason with the hope that change of scenery would be what they needed, and it has been exactly what they have needed, going 3-0 in the first 3 games, and they are in the thick of new territory, both figuratively and literally.
Well, new territory for River Valley, especially considering how they're undefeated and how they've had a couple bad seasons in the past. What's been the secret for them this season?
Well, remember the name Kirk Morrow, as in see you tomorrow, because this dude can get yards. Quarterback play has been very inconsistent, but Morrow has been the one constant. He's listed as a wideout, but Coach Jared Sparling is not afraid to put his boy in the backfield. Against Southeastern, Morrow had 166 yards and 2 touchdowns through the air, and then another one on the ground. He's a playmaker, and in the TVC-Ohio, you definitely need one.
Well, one guy can make all the difference. Nelsonville has a couple playmakers as well. That's why they're sitting at that 2-1 mark. Pretty solid season for them so far, especially considering how they took a step back in 2013. They're back up there in 2014. And what's going to be their strategy going into this game?
Well, NY is in a similar boat to River Valley. They have already won half the number of games that they won a season prior. And like River Valley, they've been played with a lot of inconsistent quarterback play. The arm of Noah Edwards has not really been where they need it to be at this point in the season, but his legs definitely are. And I expect a lot of him running on Friday. A win here could definitely define the rest of the season for the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes.
Well, it's a defining game for both teams, really. And so considering that, we're going to throw all the talk aside. It's time for the most important part of the conversation. Jon, who do you think is going to win the game and why?
Well, I wasn't exactly telling the entire story when I said that River Valley is 3-0. The only game that the Raiders really dominated was against Southeastern. And the combined record for the 3 teams that they have played is a pretty pathetic 2-7. Opposing teams have averaged 10 points against the Raiders D, but I'm going to need a larger sample size to determine whether or not that is legitimate. On the other side of the ball, NY's only loss has been to a Trimble team that is returning a Tomcat tough defense. I'm predicting a close game between the two new TVC-Ohio rivals, but I'm going to put NY up 27-20.
Going with NY and Dave Boston, probably the safe bet. I'm sure River Valley would love to prove you wrong. Regardless, Jon, thanks a lot. Gridiron fans, you can check out this game and plenty more on our show Friday night at 11:30 on WOUB. But if you can't get enough of your football fix until then, don't worry, we got you covered. Check us out on the web at woub.org/sports/gridiron for all of your high school football needs. You can also check us out on social media, on Twitter and Facebook at Gridiron Glory, and on Instagram as well at WOUB Sports. Make sure you use the hashtag GridGlory to join the conversation. Until Friday night, I'm Nathan Takitch with Jon Chamier, reminding you there's nothing better than Friday nights and Gridiron Glory.